Hello, everybody. Live for the After Show, episode 3. Welcome. Casual vibes only here on the After Show. We're not, coming in professionally prepared with any material, really. I just have a lot of thoughts on my mind and a lot of things that didn't. Hold on. This microphone is real acting up today. Sorry. And a lot of things that didn't make the show. I am Anuj Changavi, the man, the myth, the legend. The man behind the Changavi show and the Essential Question podcast here for an after show about all the topics that didn't make the first cut here, the Changavi show of episode 16. But what jersey am I wearing before y'all get all crazy? Number 11. You know who number 11 is on the Warriors. Come on now. Come on. It's the second Splash Brother, and I'm the brown Splash Brother. So, come on. We all fit in. Got my Warrior hat on. It's, Friday morning, 12:07 a.m. We gotta start the show off right. But, okay, for those of you that don't know what the after show is, let me explain real quick. The after show is basically where I explain a lot of my takes that maybe were a little confusing or maybe didn't have much substance on the show. And I also bring in just random unstructured thoughts and conversations I have in my head and kind of narrate it to you guys. But I felt like they weren't, polished enough to be on the show. So I kind of brought them here to the after show. No research really. And there's no research on this show. So don't cite me in a research paper. That's my thing is don't cite me. Yes, I'm wearing my jersey, wearing my Warriors hat, just to encourage the casual stakes of the after show, because it truly is a casual show. No pressure for me to perform. It's just me having fun. So let's get into the after show, baby. Woo! Okay, listen, this jersey, right, the Clay jersey, I want to start with this Clay jersey has officially become my new prized possession. This is the first Warrior jersey I've ever owned in my life. I kid you not. You probably take me as a lifelong Warrior fan. And I am. And I've never really owned jerseys. It's something that, I don't know. I guess growing up in an Indian household, my parents never saw the value of me buying a shirt with a man's last name on the back that I've never met in my life, right? Totally understandable. I mean, it's totally understandable logic if you think about it. But, I'm not rational when it comes to sports. And I've wanted jerseys my whole entire life. And I've just never had the means to afford it. And I wasn't about to be ask my parents. And, I've been working the last 2 years and I haven't really, bought anything for myself. And one day I was on Depop, which, by the way, you want to buy jerseys? Go to Depop. Okay. This is hell no. I wasn't on Fanatics. Are you kidding me? This jersey on Fanatics is $150 with shipping. I was like, yo, I ain't about to pay that. Guess how much I paid for this jersey? I won't reveal it, but if you can guess it and you DM me the right answer, I'll give you clout, because I didn't pay very much for this, and I'm very happy. It's real good quality, extra large. It had the tags on it and everything, so it literally wasn't worn. And it's become my new prized possession. It's an alternate the town jersey. You know how it be. Those jerseys are sick. Hoping that Clay comes back, by the way. Take it back to Clay. One of my favorites. Hope he comes back soon. Hope he comes back healthy. The NBA misses him. The Warriors miss him. Going to be a real emotional day when he does come back. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, that's Clay. But dude, the jersey market in general is just real. It's whack. Sports fans really place a high price on these jerseys and are willing to pay the top dollar for these, pieces of fabric, which they probably make in China for about, $2-3. It's insane. The profit margin these teams are making off jerseys. Anyway, I have been on a quest, guys, for 3 years. I am willing to pay top dollar for one particular jersey, and I have been on the quest for it for a long, long time. The Alex Morgan jersey for men. Dude, I have been looking for this jersey for it's been almost 3-4 years at this point, since high school. Okay. I've been looking for her jersey, except there are no jerseys available for men. All of them are for women. And like, I would have bought one because, like, oh yeah, women's fit doesn't matter. I'll just buy like an extra large or whatever. That's cool. But like, the problem is the way the women's shirts work, or they're more fitted on the breasts. So it's like, it stretches and it's like, weird in different areas, and the shoulders aren't as broad and all that. So it doesn't work out. But, don't think I haven't thought about that either. Okay. So the story of the Alex Morgan jersey. I've wanted to buy an Alex Morgan jersey forever, since high school. I've had a huge crush on her, but also, I just love the way she plays on the field. She's a baller. She scores a bunch of goals. Just, she's one of the best soccer players that you've seen in the women's soccer for the last, 15, 20 years. And I've wanted her jersey on the international level, at least. I've wanted her jersey for a really, really, really long time. So I looked everywhere. I looked at the different clubs she played at. I looked at the Orlando Pride official website. Nothing. I looked at the Nike website because, that's where they sell all the international kits. So like the U.S., women's team and all of that. Nothing was available. And I was like, yo, where can I find this jersey? And I looked on Amazon, just gave up, and finally looked on Amazon. I posted on social media about this too. If you guys, followed me back 3-4 years ago, I had this whole post about, how I was trying to get it to. I DM'd Alex Morgan. She never responded. I posted the picture, got shared a couple times. I'm a guy and I wanted to buy her jersey because I'm all with the U.S. women's cause that they were fighting for, but I'm also all with the fact that like Alex Morgan is genuinely one of my favorite athletes and I want her jersey to like rep her. But I found this like fake jersey on Amazon, paid like $45 for it with shipping. And it comes to my door and it's so fake. It's like the thing is stitched on. It's like falling off. Like I wore it in college a lot. And I still will wear it, it's still there because I haven't picked up my shit. That's me. That's my fault. But it's still over there. But it's a fake jersey. I want the real thing. I'm willing to like my price value right now for an Alex Morgan jersey. If you give me a men's Alex Morgan jersey, I will pay you $150 right now. If it's brand new, hell yeah. If it's used, maybe 90. I don't know. We could talk price. I've looked everywhere. I've looked Depop, Poshmark, third-party, thrift websites, Amazon, Nike, Fanatics, anywhere you name it. There's no men's jersey. There's shirts. I might buy a shirt. That might be where I have to resort to at this point. But there are no men's, women's soccer jerseys. No Rapinoe, no Morgan, no Carly Lloyd, no Rose Lavelle. Nobody. Isn't that weird? Like the media wants men to be for the women's team. And I think there are a lot of men out there that are super pro Rapinoe and super pro Alex Morgan and, and Rose Lavelle and that whole team. Like I love a lot of the players on the team. And I know there are a lot of guys out there that would buy jerseys to support them. But the reality is that they're not available. So it's like, dude, where am I going to find that? And it's like, I hope Alex Morgan sees this. If I tag her, on TikTok, I'm going to be like, yo, Alex, can you make jerseys available? Please. I'm a huge fan of yours. I would love to wear your jersey around. Can you please make men's jerseys available? Because, like, we're supportive with it too. We like the cause. I also think you ball out on the field, and I also happen to have a crush on you. So, like, I would wear your jersey, right? I think there are a lot of other guys out there who would do the same. For different reasons, whatever, right? But like you buying their jersey, is more money into the team and more money into the program. Like, I feel like it's a win-win situation. I don't understand why it hasn't been done. It's been 4 years since I've been asking for this jersey. So I'm going to try it again. I have a little bit more of a platform. If you guys want to share this part of the thing, go ahead. I really do believe that there should be an Alex Morgan jersey for men, or even like a Megan Rapinoe or like other women's athletes, because I can't find one. I'll wear an Ionescu jersey. That's another one I'm getting. The Sabrina Ionescu New York Liberty jersey. That's another one on my list. Because we got to support women's athletes, man. You can't just be all the guys. Even though I love Clay. I love this man. But I want to support Sabrina. Sabrina's from the Bay. She's balling in the WNBA, by the way. Anyway, point being, would love there to be, men's jerseys for women's athletes. I think that would be beneficial for everybody. And, that's one thing that I've definitely been thinking about. Listen, do y'all ever have ideas for like movies or TV shows? Are you always thinking like, oh my gosh, like that would be such a good TV show. Oh my god, that would be such a good movie. Right? Like I write all my ideas down that I'm not writing because I used to write, my initial career path was like, oh, I want to write to be a TV star, or I want to write to be a movie star, or not a movie star, movie writer or TV writer. And I want to write to do like I want to write for TV or film. Like that was my initial goal. And so like I used to write down all of my ideas, good, bad, in the middle. I used to sit outside for like hours and just think and write them down on a piece of paper and never really execute on any of them. But I kind of had a really good idea for a movie the other day. I'm not writing it. I don't really intend on writing it, but I just had a really good idea. I was reading about Eminem. And for those of you that don't know, Eminem has had a troubled history of marriages, to say the least. Particularly with, I don't know if he married again after Kim, but particularly with Kim Mathers, his ex-wife, Kimberly Scott. Kim is a like and I kind of started reading more into Kim because I was like, wait, why is Eminem in the headlines? Turns out that Kim unfortunately tried to take her life recently. I think it was a couple months ago, due to her losing her father, and that having a big effect on her mental health. For those of you that don't know, Kim Mathers has had a crazy life. I'm talking like, from the time that she was like 13, she was like abused by her stepfather, basically like left alone in the streets of Detroit. She met Eminem. They got married real young. They had kids really young. They were broke, and then Eminem got famous and wrote that huge song about her, which basically like lambasted her. And like, he had this whole fantasy of Slim Shady of killing her and like burying her into the ground. And that was bad for her mental health. And she almost tried to take her life there. And there was a nasty divorce, and they got remarried and they divorced. It's a huge story. I highly recommend you like look it up if that's something you like want to look into. But I don't think there should be a biopic about Eminem. I feel like a lot of people are going to do that, right? I feel like it's like 8 Mile is, kind of semi-autobiographical in nature. But I feel like there's going to be another Eminem movie. You can't write the Eminem movie. You have to write the Kim movie. The Kim movie is going to be the one that sells. Kim is the more interesting character in my opinion. I was just reading about her and I was like, wow, there should be a movie about this woman's life. It is incredible. Um, and she's flawed. She's tremendously flawed, but I think that's what makes her like a really good movie character, in my opinion, is that like just the way that she would like play off on screen. I was just imagining it in my head. I was like, wow, I think Kim Mathers is the take of Eminem shouldn't be through Eminem himself, but it should be through Kim, because there's so much history there. And I feel like you could write a whole story about like the Mathers family. Like I think that would be super cool. But I think Kim is like should be the vocal focus of the movie. She's kind of been the misunderstood character in all of this. She's relatively quiet in the public eye, doesn't really, get much attention anymore. Probably because she's not married to Eminem or, any of that. And her daughters, at least publicly, are not very close to her. I don't know. Obviously, I can't, speculate on any of that. But Kim Scott is a real interesting character, and I think one day, if some director or producer decides to make a movie about Eminem, they should just kind of flip that and make a movie about Eminem, but make it about his wife, because his wife is the more like, if you tell the story of Eminem through his wife, I feel like that'd be a so much more, or his ex-wife, that would be a so much more interesting story. I feel like people would want to watch that. It was just an idea I had that crossed my head that I've been thinking about for a while. I was like, when you talk Eminem, you have to talk about Kim, you have to talk about Haley, all of that stuff, like the whole story behind the man. Obviously, Eminem's had a crazy life. Like, I'm not here to say that he has not had, a crazy, insane life, but Kim is, Kim is that's her story, like, is crazy. Their whole love story between her and Eminem is insane. And it's definitely something you should definitely something that people should be thinking about. In my opinion, they should be thinking about all that, because it could make a real interesting movie, and it could make a real entertaining movie in Hollywood. I don't again, she's still alive, so like I don't necessarily know if like she wants a movie. I mean, I don't like the fact that like sometimes movie producers will go behind people's backs and make movies about them and the narrative is completely wrong. So, I wouldn't do that, but like if she was consenting and willing, a willing participant, obviously, if when her mental health gets better, because she was, just went through something traumatic. But when she, gets better and is in a more stable condition and she's down to make a movie about her life, like, I think it would be freaking amazing. I think it'd be a great production. So for all my directors out there and my movie idea people, Kim Mathers, that's one you should be keeping in the back of your mind. I think that would be a great movie. If it hasn't already been in production yet, then I'm a genius. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna take credit for the movie. Um, but yeah, I guess like that's one of the movie ideas I've been thinking about recently. Movies, man, they can take you on real emotional roller coasters. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. Sports fans, we like. I feel like I've kind of established this earlier. I feel like a majority of sports fans are, really, what's it called? Emotional. We're real emotional when it comes to our teams. Screaming at the TV, saying it's not a foul, saying the ref sucks, saying this person sucks, talking about different players, and trying to be like our own versions of Stephen A. Smith and Colin Cowherd and all the national media talking heads when it comes to sports. That's who we're trying to be. But like sports fans and people call us like I think the stereotype of sports fans is like, oh, they're masculine men and they don't have anything in touch with their emotions. But I'm like, dude, when sports fans watch sports, they recognize every emotion that they go through. Like the 5 stages of grief do not just apply to life, they apply to sports. Okay, I can 100% tell you I went through the 5 stages of grief when it came to the 49ers losing the Super Bowl. I went through the 5 stages of grief when the Warriors lost in 2016 in the NBA Finals with going up 3-1. I went through the grief. Okay, the 5 stages of grief are real for sports fans, and it's real, dude. The emotional roller coaster of being a sports fan is 100% valid. Okay, I don't want anybody coming in here and being like, you don't know what you're talking about because real life. That's like, dude, when you invest heavily in a team like I do, when you watch media, when you watch press conferences daily, when you consume tweets, when you know the roster of the Warriors and the 49ers better than uh, you know, the names to the theorems you're supposed to be memorizing in calculus class, you have an emotional investment to the Bay Area and to the teams here. And I do. I can firmly tell you that I have an investment into both their basketball and their football teams. Baseball, we're working on it. We'll get there one day. But the emotional roller coaster that sports fans go through is 100% real, and I don't want anybody doubting that, because it's true. Okay, whether it be players getting traded, your favorite player gets traded away, whether it be you know your team loses in the playoffs, whether it be a big injury in the regular season, or even the highs of like, oh my god, we just had a huge upset, or like winning the NBA Finals, winning the Super Bowl. That is like a whole new level of high. And I've never had the Super Bowl high. I'm sorry, but I've had the NBA Finals high, and I can tell you it was one of the best days of my life. It truly was. And the roller coaster of sports emotions, like I'll tell you this, because I've been to the mountaintop of like seeing my team win a championship, and I can tell you it feels better than anything. It feels real good when your team wins a championship. It's the ultimate flex on your friends. And not only is it the ultimate flex on your friends, you just feel good. You're like, that's my team, bro. Like, I don't know, and there are a lot of Bay Area sports fans like that I would talk to during the dynasty, diehards like me. And they would be like, the championships don't feel as sweet anymore when we won like our 3rd one. And like, I'm sitting here now, whatever it was. Shit, we're like, what? 2018 was the last NBA Finals. 3 years removed from winning our last NBA championship. And I can firmly tell you that absolutely I miss winning. I want to win again. I want to continue to win, and I want to continue to like blow teams out and be victorious, because that is like when you don't win, when you win, it's a freaking addiction. You want to keep winning, you want to keep winning, you want to keep winning. It's like it's hard to describe. But I hate like spoiled sports fans also annoy me, because they're the ones who are like, oh, like Patriots fans, they're like, oh my God, we've only won 6 rings or 5 rings or whatever. I don't know the exact time. I think it's 6 rings. We've only won 6 rings. Ugh. This Mac Jones era is a hashtag struggle. I'm like, dude, you're talking to the wrong person when it comes to football. I've dealt with fired to Chip Kelly to Jim Tom Sula to being high in the draft every year, and you're complaining to me that you haven't won this you haven't, that you've had 1 year that you didn't make the playoffs. Let's chill. And that's what, like, the thing I want to tell sports fans right now is, like, when you're in the playoffs, when your team wins championships, if they ever do, or they make it deep in the playoffs, enjoy it, savor it. And I think that's what I've, like, really realized, particularly with Bay Area sports, in the last couple of years, is like, I'm going to savor every moment of the playoffs. The Niners made the playoffs in 2019, and yeah, they lost the Super Bowl, and I was real upset about it for about a day and a half. But I realized, like, I enjoyed every moment of those playoffs. When my football team was in the playoffs, like, I can remember every single moment I was watching those playoffs. I savored it. I savored every last second of being in the playoffs, of being in the postseason. Like, it's a luxury. As a sports fan, if your team makes the postseason, congratulations. You have games that matter now. That's great. That's such a good feeling. You don't get that. And, like, they were talking about it on the sports radio this morning, like the morning roast, which I listened to. People were, sorry about my phone notifications, by the way. But they were talking about it earlier on, and they were just saying, like, yo, this is just, this is something that's so like, rare. Like, having meaningful football in December is something that's rare. The 49ers have had 4 winning seasons in 20 years. Or whatever it is, 5. Some absurd stat like that. So, like, the fact that we're 6-5 and we're in the first week of December, it's like, this is a victory in itself. This should be like, we should celebrate this. We don't, like, people don't understand, particularly those people who, like, are fans of winning franchises, do not understand the struggle of packing it up in November and, worrying about next season and the draft and trades and all of this stuff in the offseason, right? The offseason used to be like my regular season for the 49ers because I knew they were going to go 3-13 or they were going to go 5-11 or whatever it was. But, like, now being like, obviously 2019, 13-3 made the Super Bowl, which was incredible. 2020, was an off year, but, like, being back kind of in the thick of things in the NFC playoff race at 6-5 this year is, like, best feeling ever, and I'm still kind of a doubter. I don't necessarily know if the Niners are going to make I think they might make the playoffs at this rate, but, like, I don't necessarily know how far they're going to make it, but I'm going to enjoy it. If they make the postseason, I'm going to enjoy the frick out of that first game. I'm going to enjoy the frick out of the run if they win a game, It's going to be great. So I'm telling all my sports fans out there, enjoy your playoffs. It's an emotional roller coaster, I know, but enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy enjoy when your team has, like, a winning record. Enjoy when your team wins. Like, that's what I've learned, is just take the small things in sports and enjoy it. You may not have to win a Super Bowl every single year, but take those wins, take the playoff appearances, and just enjoy being relevant. Because as a fan, I would much rather be relevant than being 3-13. And, I would much rather be a 49er fan right now at 6-5 and being a relatively mediocre team in the NFC playoff race versus being a Jacksonville Jaguars fan at 2-9, sitting there with, like, I don't know where the future is going. I'm very happy in my position. So I just thought I'd put that out there. But speaking of roller coasters, dude, I'm in the last week of my quarter here at De Anza, and it's so shitty. I hate it. I literally hate, like, the last week of a quarter, particularly in school, because it's like every assignment is due, right? You have to write a bunch of essays. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to take tests, all this stuff. I'm so glad I'm not a STEM major because they have, like, 4 tests where they have to memorize fucking biochemical processes. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't about that life. I mean, I still got to write, like, I've written probably about 15, 20 pages of work at this point for all my various classes that I'm taking. But, like, yeah, that's way, like, I would much rather prefer papers and speeches to tests. I have 1 test this quarter, which kind of sucks, but, like, we'll get through it. But Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of finals. I think they're stupid. I think like finals being as high stakes as they are is dumb in my opinion. Like my calculus final was worth 40% of my grade. What are you going to get out of that? You're just going to get a bunch of students that stress and, want to do well for the purpose of a grade, not really learn the calculus, right? Like I feel like there are better ways to approach pedagogy and learning when it comes to community, when it comes to any college, even a 4-year university. Like finals are so heavily weighted. The higher up you move in school, finals matter more, right? Do you remember in high school when we used to be like, oh my God, this finals were 10% of my grade. I'm fucked if I get a bad grade. Right? And like in the grand scheme of things, if you got like a freaking 75 on the final, your grade would drop like 2%, right? Like or 1%. This episode's brought to you by Niagara Water. No, I'm kidding. But do sponsor me if you want to. But like in the grand scheme of things in high school, finals didn't really matter, right? In college, the percentages go up. I was in like pretty low division classes to begin, right? Finals were more low stakes. Now, you kind of go up the ladder, you go up the ladder, you go up the ladder. Finals are more high stakes. Finals are worth more. And it's super freaking weird that they are worth this much. And that's fine. Like I'm cool. Like I guess apparently in college they value tests more than they value actual learning. It's all a fucking business at the end of the day. So grades are a business, college is a business, remember that. But yeah, I just don't like the last week of the quarter because it's just shoving everything down. And I think that's just the difference between quarter and semester system. Semester system, I felt like I had space to breathe. Like if I felt like I could take like 2 days off a week in a semester and it would be light work. I was also like not taking very hard classes when I was in semester system, to be fair. But like in quarter system, everything is like pop, 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 you're done, right? It's just like you jump right into it week one, and then you're just going, and it's the end. It's like, oh wow, okay, that was 12 weeks, and that went by like no other. And then the semester system is like more of a slow burn. It's like, okay, you can go through midterms week. Okay, burn for a week, and then it's like, you're chilling. Second midterms week, right? Chilling. Finals week, right? Like that's what a semester is like. You have like 3 weeks out of the whole semester, which are really hard, and then everything else is kind of just like, okay, like I can, live my life a little bit. So that's good for semester kids. I'm personally pro semester, but quarter, I've gotten used to it. It's not hell like everybody says. The quarter system is so hard. I also probably, have a different perspective because I care a little less, but that's probably me. I'm weird like that. I don't want to talk about school, but I have to because for those of you that don't know, I got into Davis. What do you call last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? So that's cool. But I'm really scared, man, to start at Davis because I haven't been to college and it's going to be when I get to Davis or when I go to whatever college, because there's still other options out there. I haven't fully committed to Davis yet, but there's a bunch of other places or a few other places that I've applied to. But when I get to wherever I go in the fall, it's gonna be 2 years since I've ever like been in a dorm room or like I'm not gonna be living in the dorms, but like it's been 2 years since I've like attended a legit class. It's gonna be 2 years at that point. The freaking first class, I already know I'm just gonna like cry because it's gonna be like different. It's just like I've lived through online classes for so long. I love online classes. I love how they're flexible because I can make podcasts at 12:34 in the morning and not have to worry about driving to De Anza tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Like I love that. I freaking love that. But you know, I think like getting to go to in-person college is gonna be a good experience, meet new people, interact with people my age. Like I feel like this is weird, right? And I feel like this is like I've kind of had this very, very untraditional um community college path, and I feel like the quality is real bad on the video, so I apologize if you're listening still. Bear with it though, because my fucking webcam is ass. Anyway, but like I feel like my experience has been very different. I had the freshman year experience, which was like incredible. I loved meeting the people that I met. I, was exposed to so many different things, and I totally am such a big fan of that. And then, like, boom, COVID hits. You go back home, and I've basically been stuck at home since COVID hit back in 2000, whatever it was, 2020. Jesus. And I've been taking online classes since spring of 2020. I have not. Last time I was in a classroom, I remember, was March 10th, 2020. And all my winter quarter classes are online. So I will hit March 10th, 2022 without ever attending a single class in person. That's fucking insane if you think about it. I've not entered a classroom for 2 years. For 2 years. It's going to be almost 2.5 years if spring quarter also goes online at De Anza and most of my classes end up online. I am leaning towards that'll probably be the case, but maybe not. We'll see. But it'll probably be about 2.5 years since I've entered a legitimate classroom. That is insane to me. That is crazy. And you know what? Like, totally. Like, I that it's going to be a real big adjustment. I already know it. I already know I'm probably going to be very upset when things, don't go my way or whatever it is. But also, like, the fact that I'm moving to Sacramento or, potentially wherever, Davis, Sacramento, San Diego, wherever it is, I'm moving there in the fall for good, and that's scary for like 2 years. Just like, no, I don't barely know anybody, right? I mean, it'll depend where I go to school, but like, you barely know people. You go there, and it's like, you're completely kind of isolated from everything. I've like built my own independent life at home. I feel like it's weird being in the situation that I'm in. I feel like I've almost lived like the life of like what it's like to work, of like, like what is it like to be working, a 9 to 5 job. Like, that's what my life feels like right now. Everything's pretty flexible. I can do this, I can do that. Like a 9 to 5 job working from home for the most part, right? Like, I go to work, I go here, like having a real flexible schedule, feeling like a real independent adult, but I'm not because I'm in college. And then I'm going to go to college for 2 more years, go to legit school, which is going to, be a whole separate experience. And that's going to change things. So I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. So that's a, whole separate thing. I'm worried about this baby right here. Like, am I going to have to sacrifice this? I hope not. I hope not. I love my microphone. No, I'm not, like, I'm worried. Like, we'll see. We'll see how this whole thing pans out. But can you blame me for my concern? Like, I feel I don't know if this is going to fly in Davis. I don't know what the setup is going to look like in Davis. Like, I have this really nice setup at the corner of my room. I love it. I love the fact I have all my posters up here. In Davis, I may be podcasting from a blank wall. In San Diego, wherever it is, right? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to look. And that scares the shit out of me. But I feel like you got to do things that scare you. And, you can't be afraid. Virgil Abloh passed away this week. 41, real young. And my condolences to his family. If they're listening to this, I highly doubt it, but or anybody that was really affected by this. This man was an icon. Like, I am no, I am not a fashionista by any means of the word. Or, really into Off-White or any real creative streetwear brand. That is not my vibe. The most fashion you'll see me get is with these babies. Like, I will spend top dollar on a jersey and tickets to events and food, and that's about it. I don't care about Off-White. I don't care about Supreme. I do not care about a lot of things in that regard. That is not, I don't own a single thing that's Off-White in my estimation, at least. I don't think so. But Virgil Abloh is a genius. I mean, if you think about it, this man just built, like, he kind of had this crazy, like, vision, and he executed on it. And I respect people that can do that, because there's not a lot of individuals in this world that have the balls enough to just, like, go risk it all and do it. And when the world loses creative people like that, it's rough, he was so young. Like, I it's it's real sad, to have seen that happen, as someone, like, who is a creator, like, and, respects people that are, on that grind and all of that. it's upsetting. And of course it's upsetting to see somebody who's like, like blazing their new trail and just and that's yeah, it's tough. Uh, but things move on, I guess. And I bet there's like I see the reason I didn't put this on the show is because like I honestly don't know Virgil Abloh well at all. I'm not familiar with his work. I don't really know Off White all that well. I'm not a big fashion person. I'm not really interested in any of that stuff. But I wanted to include it because I wanted to recognize that like creatives lost someone, and someone that was like a big influence on a lot of people in the business industry, in the fashion industry, and in a variety of other contexts, you know, and and it's very sad to see that, he he uh he passed away. I feel like everybody would be upset if that was the case, So yeah, that's my thoughts on Virgil Abloh. Condolences and crazy stuff, man. Life is short sometimes. 41 years. That's wow. That's so young. But to transition from something a little more somber and sad, can we talk about my hot take of the day from a couple days ago? So I had a take, okay, and I want you guys to listen to it. I said Ratchet Happy Birthday is the worst song to have ever caressed the earth. And I have a Drake poster behind me and I'm saying that, so that should come with some sort of credibility. Like, come on. You have to give me something there. Ratchet Happy Birthday is a shitty song. It's a terrible song. I don't want to hear anybody defend this song in any way, shape, or form. It's a terrible song. It's like I genuinely there's no redeeming qualities about this song. Like the fact that Drake goes, "It's your birthday, baby, it's your birthday. Like who's gonna love you on you?" Like it's just like, oh my god. And then he goes, "It's your brrr." Like I can't with this song. It's so bad, it's so good. Like that's my takeaway with Ratchet Happy Birthday. It's your fucking birthday. Like you should listen to it. I'm gonna sing that to every person's birthday that I ever attend from now on. I'm just gonna play that song on full volume so they can just hate it as much as I do. And I love Drake, and he's created so many bangers, but that is just the worst song that I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know what he was thinking when he created that song. I really hope that I don't know if on Scorpion Tour he played that song. I might have actually have to like take a bathroom break in the middle of a Drake concert if he had played Ratchet Happy Birthday for more than 30 seconds. Like that song is trash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a huge Drake fan. I'm one of his I'm a big fan. Ratchet Happy Birthday though was not it. Okay, I'll tell you that. And I play it for my brother every year on his birthday. I just, or I try to. Sometimes I forget, but I do because he hates it so much, and everybody in my family hates it so much. Or not in my family. I don't even think people in my family like besides my brother know what that song is. But I'm gonna play it for everybody from now on. It's your birthday. You're getting it's your birthday, baby. It's your birthday. Yeah. Who's gonna love you? Like I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna sing it. Should I sing it to everybody I know, or should I play it on like full speaker? Because they should enjoy the full experience of Ratchet Happy Birthday and the complete whackness of a song that it is. Because it's weird and it's strange. Just like how yeah, it's a very bad song. But dude, come on. Can we talk about this for a second? Late night TV is dying. Okay? I'm being honest. Late night TV sucks. Have you guys watched like how raise your like okay, I can't say raise your hand because we're not in class. But like keep a mental note to yourself. Do you watch Jimmy Fallon anymore? Do you watch Kimmel anymore? Do you watch Seth Meyers, James Corden? Like you watch a couple clips on YouTube here and there. Sure, yeah, maybe our parents do. But like no one watches that shit. No one watches actual late night show. No one I don't know a single person that's like, "Oh my god. I have to stay up and watch James Corden live with commercials in the background at 11:35 p.m. at night." There's so many better things that people would rather be doing. There is non-commercially based TV now. Like, wow. Like we don't have to watch commercials every 35 seconds. It's great. So I feel like I don't know, late night is dying, and I also think the fact that the content is not good anymore. I'm watching late night. I'm watching Kimmel. I'm watching Fallon, and there's nothing redeeming about these things. Like, I don't want to come back for more. I watch the favorite clips when like my favorite celebrities or like some of my, cool creators like go up there and like talk about the different things that they're working on. I'll watch those interviews. But I don't think Fallon and Kimmel do a really, really good job like interviewing. Like, I think their job should be like, honestly, like I think late night hosts should do a better job of like investigating what's going on. I feel like you can toe a balance between lighthearted and fun and also like being an actual journalist. And I feel like late night does not do that. Late night is just like, oh my God, let's get celebrities on here and just ask them softball after softball, right? And the hardest hitting question is, so Kendall, are you still with Devin Booker? Studio gasp, right? Like, no one cares anymore, dude. You have TMZ for that shit. Like, you don't need late night anymore. Late night is dying. TV is dying. Like, cable TV, as much as I like love Jeopardy at 7:30 on, whatever it is, Monday through Friday, cable TV is freaking dead. It's over. It's not ever coming back. Late night, I think the future of late night is going to be things like this, where it's like, yo, late night Twitch stream, not with me, maybe with me. I don't know. I would love that, but maybe it's with somebody else. Maybe someone's like, yo, late night Twitch stream. We're going to talk about all the news events of the day, and we're going to bring you into the conversation, and you can talk about what you feel with this host who has a following, right? Or maybe it's going to be like, late night is dying. Oh, like let me make a, YouTube, like a YouTube live or like an Instagram live. Like those are going to be the future of late night, right? Where you have actual celebrities like taking the power into their own hands with their own platforms instead of showing up to the television studio to have Jimmy Kimmel ask you dumb question after dumb question and play stupid games, which you would much rather do somewhere else, right? I feel like you would much rather do other things with your time. There are so many other better ways to communicate your message besides late night anymore. Late night is done. Late night has been dying since Dave Letterman retired, 8-9 years ago. It's over. It's over. And like, I don't know. I think maybe it'll adapt. We'll see. It's going to be curious to see how it all adapts because, through COVID, like late night sucked because they were like trying to do the whole like, oh my God, we're working from home. We're so chic, right? But like it was not good. It was trash. And no one watched late night during COVID and they went back to the studio and now people are not watching them again. Like I don't like Stephen Colbert. I don't like any of these people. And they're also far too progressive for me. It's like, well, let's just shit on Trump if we don't have any other material to talk about. So whatever, that's fine. So shout out to, late night hosts. Love y'all. Listen, a couple more things. I'm gonna make this quick. Y'all ever think about what you're gonna name your kids in the future? I'm just curious. Do you? Do you ever have that thought cross your mind? Or is that just like a me thing? Is that just me being weird? Uh, I actually like it's it's hella weird. I keep a note of like every single name that I like and I write it down on my phone. And what's weird is that I like a lot of names for girls. There's a lot of really nice girl names out there. For guys, not so much. Like I don't like a lot of guy names. I don't know. I like my name's all right. Like it's not like a beautiful name or like I don't like the way it sounds. I don't know with girl names it's like boom 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 like they're just like they come off the tongue. It's nice. I don't know with guy names they're weird. I don't particularly have like a guy name right off the top of my head. I have a few and like I have a lot like my girl name list and my guy name list are like my girl name list is like this long, my guy name list is like that. It's short, So I don't know. I like a few names. I I think about it, more than I probably should at this age that I'm at. Like names that I would like to name my kids one day if I ever have the opportunity to do so. Or just names that I like cuz I like names. I think names are such a big part of our identity and we don't even know it, right? And like our parents have the ultimate power over us because they're like, bro, I named you. Like that's like that could be like the ultimate card. Is like, why should I take out the trash, Dad? I named you. Like that's kind of that's kind of true. They did name you. They literally made you into a person. Not only did they make you into a person, they literally identify. Like they gave you the identifier that you are going to go by for the rest of your life, most likely, right? Unless you change your name. But I've heard the process to change your name with the legal stuff is an absolute pain. So, whatever. But names. Do you guys think about them for your kids? Or future kids. I'm curious. Like I have a big list, or for future people, or like I just like, or like names you like. Are you like, oh my gosh, I love that name, and you like write it down? I don't know. I do. I do. I definitely. I put a lot of stock into names. I'm a big name guy. So yeah. And lastly, this is the last topic I wanted to talk about on my Changavi show. This last one, and then things got cut because my computer was dying, and I'm at 50% today, so I got the time to do so. I was talking about being love struck, and not by a girl. Shocking. I was talking about being like love struck by the Bay Area. And how I think I'm like re-falling in love with Northern California again at 21. You know, I really liked the Bay when I lived here, as a kid, but I don't think I really appreciated it for all of its beauty. And I think I realized this when, you know, I went to the city for the first time. And or like not for the first time, but like when I went to the city like recently last week, and I was just, standing in line and looking out at the weather and looking out at just the general surroundings and seeing how absolutely gorgeous San Francisco is. Like I understand most of it is heroin needles and homeless people running around, and it being a dangerous, not dangerous city, but not like a really desirable place to live in. I don't know. I I personally like the mess. I like messy things. I don't know. I think the messy things provide the character to a place. I think you need a little bit of mess. You can't be too perfect. You can't have a place that's super perfect and be like, oh my gosh, I love it. The Bay Area is a fat mess. There's so many things that are wrong with it, but it's like that's my mess. It's not like it's. I don't know. Is that weird? Is it weird to be like that's my mess? No, I hate you. Right? That's my mess. I don't know, but I kind of just wanted to add that in, and also the fact that just like it was 70 degrees again today. And it's winter. Like I love that. Can it just be like this every day of the year? I know it'll get cold. That's what, January and February are for here. But no, I've lived here now for about 2 years, and based on all inclinations, I'm intending on going to college in Northern California as well. Maybe a little farther up north, not in the Bay, but the Bay is great weather. I can't complain. You can't complain about the Bay Area. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. It's charming in its mess. It's a beautiful mess. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And there's a lot of people that disagree with me on that. There are a lot of people that are like, "Oh my God, this city hits different," and I'm like, "No." I've had the privilege, right? My parents were big travelers, and growing up, we went to a lot of places around the world, and I've been to a fair amount of places around the world, and no city has attracted me quite like San Francisco has. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. San Francisco, or just this area in general, no place has like given me the same energy. And I don't know if it's like, oh, it's a home thing or like I'm biased, but I've been a lot of places. There's not like London. London is the second closest. That was like, wow, like I really love this city, but it was never like, oh my gosh, I want to live here. I want to drop everything and move. Like where I want to move to is where I already live, and so that's kind of sick if you think about it. I am a big fan of that. So yeah, but that's my show. 48 minutes. This was long. Apologize. Thank you guys though for tuning into the Changavi After Show. I know the camera's going out. But thank you guys for tuning into episode 3 of the After Show. My unfiltered takes, my unfiltered kind of all over the place jibber jabber of incomplete thoughts that didn't make the show. If you guys like the After Show, please feel free to leave a like on YouTube. If you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, always welcome to the family. Do that. If you guys like this episode and you're on Spotify, go ahead and hit the follow button on Spotify. Download the episode, get those plays up. The deal. And then all my links are in Spotify, YouTube, all of that. So go click on those links and go follow all my social media. Go follow me on Twitter. Go follow me on Instagram. I post a lot on Instagram. My Twitter game is weak. I'm trying. I'm sorry. I'll get better. But yeah, share, and also like share this episode with your friends. If you guys like enjoyed this, if you guys enjoy any other episode or any clip of mine, go freaking copy paste the link and put it in Facebook, or copy paste the link and send it to your dad or your mom, or your friends, cousins, anybody. Send this stuff, because I feel like, I don't know, like I want everybody's opinion. I don't want just the same opinions over and over again. Like, send it to your freaking brothers, cousins, dog, for all I care. I want this thing, like, I want all my messages out there. I want all my takes out there. Send it. If you think someone is interested in this take, or someone would be interested in what I have to say, send it to them. Just text them the link. Be like, yo, follow my friend, or this guy I found on YouTube. He's cool. So anyway, share, like, subscribe. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Tell me why. Give me constructive criticism too. If this is shitty, if this is a terrible experience for you, tell me why. At least like productive hate is fine. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. Or sorry, amazing week. And I'll catch you guys in the next Changavi show, or next thing that we got coming out. We got plenty of stuff coming out. It's holiday season. Gonna be fun. Maybe more late night stories. It's been a while. So we'll see. All right. I'm out, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.